In this video, I will show you how to quickly get started with an incident using the Situational Awareness Viewer. First, a quick note on how I have it set up. I've added some new layers in here, including this one called Situation Report. It's basically a polygon or an area layer that matches the existing Situation Report document for Hawke's Bay. So I've added that in here so it'll show up in my analysis. Secondly, I've made it so that when I draw an area or select an area in the Situational Awareness widget, it'll save out a new polygon called Situation Report. So it'll save a new area into that layer. And you'll see why this is important in a moment. And then I've enabled reports, something that I'm testing at the moment, but I think works quite well. So let's get started. This is a configuration view. If I go over to my live viewer, you can see here my map's looking pretty blank. What I'd like to do is start a new incident. To do this, I could drop a point and buffer it, draw a line, or in this case, I could draw a polygon. Now, drawing a polygon for an area that I'm pretty familiar with might not make sense. In other words, if I wanted to just select some jurisdictional boundaries, this wouldn't be the best way to do it. So I'm going to start over. In this case, what I'd like to do is select from an existing layer. A good one in this case would be the territorial authority boundaries that are in the New Zealand-based data group. So now if I wanted to select maybe a large area, I could click on Napier City and add it to my analysis. And if I wanted to add another one, I can click on a new area, in this case the Hastings district boundary, click on the three dots again, and this time say add it to my analysis. Now it'll analyze all of my data across those two combined areas. And I can also just click Save. And that should save the polygons to my situation report layer. Let's see what that looks like. If I close this here, I now have a situation report generated for that area. And I can even edit it. That means that any of the information I enter into here will be stored in the database, and this could be a place for my live situation report. I'll just enter some quick notes here. I'll note that this is an exercise only, which will be really important so that we don't mistake this for a real event. And I'm just going to fill out some information here. I'll say there's 0 fatalities, there's 10 people injured, and there's 2 people missing. We'll say our road status is partial limited service, airports are fine, our port is fine, and rail's been affected as well. Again, this is just a template that Hawke's Bay provided to us based on their situation report, all the questions that they have in there. I'll leave that for now, and I'll just click Close. So now, for the Hastings district, we've got a situation report. I can move on to create a separate one for Napier City if we'd like. I don't need that other polygon layer, that boundary layer now, so I'll turn that off to make it less confusing. So what happens if we run our situational awareness tool? So if we come back here and I want to select that area again, this time I won't save it because we already have a situation report for that area. And you'll see here I get sort of a live analysis. Now this is base data, this is just assets that were there before. But if we had live data, like we mentioned, our phase 1 wide area assessments, that would show up in there as well. And then finally, what we're testing right now is the usability of this create report widget, part of the situational awareness widget, which takes all that information that shows up in the boxes and creates a report with a little map and captures the data. So this will be a long report because we've got a lot of information in our analysis. It's based off of what you've configured in your situational awareness viewer. You can see it just creates a quick snapshot map. I think it'll work better with your local base maps rather than this vector tile one. But as we zoom down, we can see the schools that are in the area. All the affected infrastructure. And a situation report summary, what I was really interested in. So I could see you configuring the situational awareness widget against the sit report so that it's filled out based off of the fields that you're interested in. More on that later. All right, well, I mostly just wanted to show you how to get started with an incident. We'll further refine this tool over time, but I think this is a great way to enter the information to one spot and use it in multiple ways. Thank you.